East Boston, and Sal Panico of East Boston will take on the challenge of Chris Galica of Palmer and Phil Clough of Warren on Candlepin Doubles. Hi everyone, I'm Brian Leary. Our challengers, Chris Galica and Phil Clough, know what it's like to bowl well here. They got a 276 a couple of years ago, only to lose. So this time around, they certainly would like to duplicate that. That would be a winning score by any measure that we've had in the last couple of weeks, certainly. Joe Stella and Sal Panico, on the other hand, are looking for 2 in a row. You know it's at stake. $500 in prize money to the winning team, $300 to the runners-up. Any combination of 3 marks in a row is worth an extra $50 in bonus money, and 3 strikes in a row would be worth an extra $1,000 in bonus money. And a 2-string total of 275 or more would pay off for an extra $200. So let's get on with it and see if our champs can repeat. Chris Galica will start for the challengers. Sal Panico for the champs. Sal with a 124 average, high single of 188 and a high triple of 446. They knocked off Jack Sanick and Bill Treeful last week in a match that went down to the final couple of boxes. Couple of 9s to open up. Sal Panico and Joe Stella bowl out of Central Park Lanes in East Boston. I mentioned the 276 that Chris Galica and Phil Clough had. That was a couple of years ago, and they lost at the time to Bill Gover and Brian Uphold. Remember, those two guys had a great streak of bowling on the show. They have the all-time high single string of 196, and the time they beat Chris Galica's and Phil Clough's 276, they wound up with a 303. They also had a 300 at one point during that stretch. In fact, in one of those strings, Bill Gover put together 3 consecutive strikes. Two pretty decent shots at spare here. Sal with the 1, 2, and 7, and there they go. Chris Galica with the 2, 6, and 10. Chris has a high single of 188, a high triple of 449, and a 117 average. A 10 and 28 through 3. Sal Panico at 25 plus through 3. Sal with 8 on the spare, 33 and a 5-pin lead through 3. The 2 in a row. No. Nice shot. Chris with the 10. The champs lead it by 5, 43-38 through 4. Sal with an 8 and 51, and Chris with an 8 and 46. So no change. We're at the halfway mark of the opening string, and here's the score. Our defending champs, Joe. And Phil Clough for the challengers. Joe has a high single of 186, a high triple of 456, and a 125 average. Phil Clough has a high single of 206, a high triple of 466, and a 120 average. There they go. A strike for Phil Clough in the 7th. And Joe Stella with some kind of spare in the 7th. After punching out the left side, he takes them all down. Working on the spare now. Phil Clough on the strike. Two in a row. Phil with a 4 horseman left side. And there they go. 2 in a row. Each bowler 1 mark away from $50 in bonus money. There you see the score, 78-74 through 7. A 4-pin lead for the champs, Joe Stella and Sal Panico. On the spare. $50 in bonus money. For bonus money, all but the 6-pin. Bill takes a 10 anyway, and 100 through 9. Joe Stella is already at 107 plus. For another 50. Bill with a spare in the 10th. A 10 and a 125 to open. Bill is at 110 plus how many? Plus 6. 116, and the spread is only 9 after 1. So the champs bolt to a lead as things got hot and heavy from the 7th box on. We only had 2 open frames out of 8 total boxes there. So after 1, here's the score. Defending champs Joe Stella and Sal Panico 125. Chris Galica and Phil Clough 116. Challengers down by 9. That's a good way to make up some ground as Chris spares in the first. Panico. Coming up next week, our challengers will be Bob Ireland from Pittsfield and Dan Myrick from Pittsfield. Sal with an 8. On the spare. So we're dead even now. The challengers up by 9 in this one, and the champs by 9 after the first one. We had a wobbly pin, so Sal will reset. And we'll remind you what we're after here. $500 to the winning team and $300 to the runners-up. Already given away $50 in bonus money to Joe Stella and Sal Panico. The 1, 3, and 7, and some wood. This should go if he slides it over just right. And it does. It took its time in going, but it finally went. On alley 3. So now the defending champs move back. Sal on the spare. Big hit. And Chris misses his spare opportunity. Chris takes a 10, 36 through 3. The champs at 38 plus 2 bonus balls. But right now it's an 11-pin lead plus the 2 bonus balls. On the strike. A little off the mark, but he still takes down 7. And a 10. Sal with a 10 is at 57, and Chris with a 9 at 45. So we'll add 12 pins to the champs' 9-pin lead coming into this, and we have a 21-pin spread with 6 to go. Sal Panico for a spare. He's got it. And Chris Galica with 9, 54. So the champs at 67 plus a bonus ball have a 22-pin lead plus. Seven on the spare. 74 through 5. There you see the 21-pin lead here in the second string. So overall, it's an even 30. Nice shot, but the 7 remains. Couple of 9s. Still 30. 3 to go. At one point there, the champs had a pretty good bid at a 275 with a 125 in the opening string, 74 through 5, but without a mark in the last couple. The 275 is apparently out of reach now. Stella spares in the 8th. Phil takes a 9 and 81 through 8. The 275 is still possible. Joe Stella would need a bunch of big hits here in the final couple. Phil spares in the 9th. Joe with 9, 116. Phil Clough on the spare. Adds 5. 96 through 9. And so Joe Stella and Sal Panico do it again. Their second straight win, and I guess they're the models of consistency here. A 125 in the opening string and a 125 in the second as well. As they open up fast in the second with a spare strike in the second and third to eliminate any doubt, I guess, that they would hold on. Here are the totals. Our two-time defending champs now, Joe Stella and Sal Panico, 250. And our runners-up, Chris Galica and Phil Clough, 219. We'll be back with our champs and our runners-up right after this. To our champs in just a second, but first we'll say goodbye to Chris Galica and Phil Clough. There's something about you guys that brings out the best in everyone. This is the best string we've had in the 250 that these guys had, the best they had in a while. Last time you were with us, the team that bowled against you, Bill Gover and Brian Uphold, had a 303 or something like that. What is it about you?
I don't know. We really stunk today.
Yeah, well, you didn't stink the last time. You had the 276, but it wasn't enough, huh?
No, it wasn't. Terrible, terrible. Both terrible today.
Well, we'll see you again. We have, let's see, $300 for coming by. No bonus money. A couple of close calls, though, and hopefully we'll see you again next year.
Okay.
Yeah, Phil Clough and Chris Galica, and now our champs, Joe Stella and Sal Panico. Well, a little bit better than last week. Does this mean it's going to continue to get better?
I hope so, but you never know. It could change real quick in a hurry.
We started up strong on the second string. The spare strike obviously put it away, it seemed, huh?
Yeah, we worked as a team that string. The end of the first one was very good.
More comfortable now each week as you move along?
Yeah.
Yeah. Remember the last time he was with John, he won 5 consecutive weeks, right? So you've got quite a standard set for you.
I like to try to do the same thing. I know.
Well, you're 2/5 of the way there. You've got 2 down. Let's see, today we had $50 in bonus money and another $500. So we'll go for 3 in a row next week.
I hope so.
All right.
We'll be there.
Joe Stella and Sal Panico next week. We'll be looking for 3 in a row. We'll tell you who the competition will be. Bob Ireland from Pittsfield and Dan Myrick of Pittsfield, a couple of well-known and very good bowlers, so it should be some good bowling next week as Joe and Sal go for 3 in a row, and I hope you'll be there to join us. For everyone